We have two new vocab words today. The first vocab word, samples. What's the first one?
Samples.
Second vocab word, populations. What's the second one?
Population.
That's the chunk of today's samples and populations. Now before, actually I want to flip the board and then I'll show you another one. Cute pictures. Alright, so two vocab words. Samples and populations. So for example, the population would be everybody in this school. Nod your head, does that make sense? Everybody in the school. Well, we've got to take a sample of that population to create our histogram, simile, plot, or circle graph. So a sample of it would be like you guys, this class. This class would be a sample of the entire school, which is the population. Nod your heads. Do those two vocab words kind of make sense? Okay, let's think about this then. Pretend like you're holding a fishbowl. Your fishbowl, as long as there's fish in there, don't drop these pretend fishbowls. Your fishbowl, if there's some fish in there, would this be a sample of all the fish in the ocean or the population?
Sample.
Definitely a sample, right? Our little fishies would be a sample compared to the whole population. Next one, it's almost lunchtime. Pretend like you're holding a sandwich. I'm so hungry, my tummy is rumbling. All right, so holding a sandwich. Is your sandwich a sample of Subway sandwiches or the population?
Sample.
Ours would be a sample, right? We're not holding everybody's Subway sandwich. We're just holding ours. It would be a sample. That would be too much, right? All right, I want to hear if you guys can come up with your own samples and populations. They can be crazy and silly. Can you think of this would be a sample, this would be a population? Give us both. Max, do you have one? All right, sample American flags in the classrooms in the schools compared to what would your population be like? All the flags, could we say like in the state of Utah?
Yeah.
So our sample would be American flags in this school. Population, American flags in all of Utah. All right, sample population. Go ahead, Skylar.
Sample could be like 2 hair follicles off your head, and the population could be all the hair follicles.
Did you guys hear that one? Good one. Sample would be like 2 hairs, like, oh, something's tickling me, and you grab a hair. I hate that. And then your population would be all of your hair, entire head of hair. Jackie, you got another one?
Yeah, like a few cockroaches in one of your houses, and the whole world's cockroaches.
Perfect, I love it. He said sample would be a couple of cockroaches in your house compared to all the cockroaches in the world. Yuck. All right, let's get one more. Shane, go ahead.
All the desks in this classroom to all the desks in the schools.
Nice. All right, which is which? Hold on, I'm going to say it first. He said all the desks in this classroom compared to all the desks in the school. Shane, don't tell us. I want you guys to tell Shane, which one is the sample? This classroom, and what's the population? How many nod your heads? I get those two vocab words. Not too bad, right? Okay, so then now as far as getting data from people, you've got to be specific. There's goodness, there's badness, that wouldn't be very fair. So first thing, you always want to talk to random people. The group needs to be random, yeah? Okay, second thing, it needs to represent the population. For example, if my population is fishies in the ocean, and then I start counting cats, does that make any sense? So, represent the population, right? Okay, and then the last one, it's got to be large enough to provide accurate data. So, for example, if I was trying to find out how many girls like Hello Kitty, and then I went and I talked to, I don't know, I talked to Mr. Brennan. Is that a large enough population?
He likes Hello Kitty.
And he's not a girl, right? So you've got to make sure you talk to a big group of people to get enough data. Nod your head, does that make sense? Okay. So can you answer the following right here? Okay, it's a whole paragraph, and you have to decide which one is the sample, which one is the population, and then just write it down real teeny tiny in your planner. Which one is sample, which one is the population? All right, hand in there. Did you figure out which is which? Kaylee, what do you think for the sample?
For the sample, is it the 800 residents?
It is the 800 residents from right here. So the sample is 800 residents. Okay, do you think that's a large enough group?
Yes.
Does that represent the population?
Pretty much.
It should, right? If it's going to be good data, it's got to represent the population. But when you talk about the population, which one of those is the population? Kaylee, will you call on someone, please? Perfect. All the people in the county, right here, the county residents. So we've got to make sure this is a good sample. So check again. Is it big enough? Do those people live where we're asking to build the road? Yeah, that would make sense if you asked people that didn't live there because they wouldn't really care one way or the other, right? Okay, sounds good. Good job identifying population and sample. Good. I like this one. This one is saying, it's asking, we want to estimate the number of students who ride the bus to school. So which sample would be best for your data? But don't shout it out. Think about it and just put your little letter vote somewhere in your planner. Okay, I want you to tell me which one is not a good sample, but tell me why it's not a good sample. So say, don't use this one because, Gage, what do you think? 4 students in the hallway, so this one, not so good. How come, Gage, why is that not so great? Well said. You said you don't get a reasonable amount of people. I totally agree with you. Good job. All right, give me another one. Don't use this one. It's no good. All right, Lauren, do you have another one? 50 seniors. You're saying this one's no good? How come? Because they're old. It's just seniors, right? We want everybody. Good one. All right. Well, give me another one. Don't use this one. It's not so great. Nat, do you have another one? All the students in the marching band. How come? Why is that not so great? Okay, perfect. You said it's probably not enough students. So we're left with, do we agree, 100 students at random during lunch?
Yes.
Check, do you think it's enough students? Was it random? And at lunch, that could be juniors, seniors, sophomores, freshmen, depending on the school. Skylar.
I also said that number or letter B would not be right because it's like all like basically all would be the population, like and they were just gonna do like marching band so you do part of it. But since they're doing all of it,
Part? Oh, I like this one. Okay. How many students got chosen randomly? 75 random out of how many in the school?
1,200.
Ha, that is a lot. All right, I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. So 75 random students. And then how many were in the school? 1,200 total. Do you know how many students are in this school? Yeah, it's between 900 and 1,000. It's closer to 1,000. So bigger school than us. And then we've got this type of data. What is this? We just did it.
circle
Circle graph. Okay, let's check their circle graph. Add up this 21, this 24, this 30. Make sure they really have the data for 75 students.
Yes.
Yeah? They do? We're good? All right, now I want to know where you would be on the circle graph. How many of you would fit in the green portion? Let's clarify first. What is this talking about? It's saying in a week, how many movies do you watch? However, let's manipulate it a little bit. Let's say you literally have to go to the movies. This is not a after school pop in babe and you sit down and watch it. This is a you literally go to the movies and watch it. All right. So how many of you on average 1 movie a week? Let me see. Interesting. How many go on average 2 or more a week? Literally you go to the theater 2 or more a week. How many go on average this one? I don't say I just go when it's a good movie. Yeah. Like I'm excited to see this. Okay, perfect. So that's where you fit. Letter A says predict the number of students in the school who watch 1 movie. Well, this 21, is that representative of the whole school? That's only representative of the sample, right? That's 21 of the 75. So we use circle graphs to predict other stuff. Okay, heads up, pencils ready. This is the only like big thing you have to write in your planner, so it's not even that big. All right, so 75 out of how many total in the school? Okay, so let's set up a proportion because you guys are good at that. So 75, like the 1 movie. No, 75 random, right? Out of 1,200 total. Equal. How many liked the 1 movie? Well, chose the 1 movie. 21. So the 21 either has to go on the top or the bottom. So you gotta think to yourself, where did the 21 come from? Did it come from the 75 or did it come from the 1,200? 75. Okay, it came from 75, so it should go on top because that's where 75 is. So 21 right here. X here, we don't know that one out of the whole school. Okay, grab your calculators and solve it. You got this. You just gotta type yourself. multiply 21 times 1200 divided by 75. We got 336. Okay, what I highly, highly suggest is stop, step back, and look at it. Because sometimes when I solve these problems, I don't know about you, but sometimes I put these two in the wrong spot. So I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Duh, I should have flipped those two. So let's sit back and see if that makes sense. So out of 1200, does it make sense that about 336 watch one movie a week? That number makes sense with our data? Yeah? Okay. Perfect. Next, you're going to start your assignment. Have your workbooks on page 204.